3. I am live and in color, and I'm in the greenhouse and not really doing much of anything today, honestly. I should be. I am watering a few things that are a little on the dry side, trying to baby some of my phalaenopsis up here that suffered a little bit when it first got cold, trying to give them a little bit of TLC. The majority of them look fine, to be honest. Hello, everybody, and welcome. And this is kind of a celebration, I guess. I do plan to give away a plant here at some point before I get off of here. I'm going to give away this. Hey, Yoshi, how you doing? I'm going to give away this plant. I decided I'm going to resist the urge. Spencer Aloysius, she has this plant, and it just bloomed for her. She got it last year at the sale. I guess they have some sort of a seedling sale where you can get 5 for such and such, $80 or whatever, and she got it last year. And I bet, loving your greenhouse, that's for sure. Looks like you still have a lot of space, but I'm sure you'll fill it pretty quick. But yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of a drawing and give this away to somebody. I wish I could show the picture of her bloom. It's beautiful, but it's like a Picotee, pastelli. But I am going to part with it because I just have so much already. And it wasn't really what I wanted, so why keep it, honestly? There is a lot going on, though, which is a good thing, despite some bad things. This is still pretty. Seems like it's... Hey there, Todd. Good to see you. I figured you'd be almost getting ready for bed after all the work you have to do. Slowly but surely getting those buds from that plant. I still think that was a... No, maybe I bought that. Yeah, so I'm going to give this plant away. And it is a nice plant. It has previously bloomed. I'm not sure about that sheath. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? And so it's got a nice new growth happening. So yeah, stay tuned around for that. If you're interested, US only, unfortunately. But yeah, this plant is really turning into something that I really like. I thought that the bien merci. But yeah, I thought the lip would spread out a little bit more, but looks like it's going to stay tight, or maybe it's going to open up a little bit more like this one. I kind of prefer that. This looks more like can't even say it. Dormaniana. That's how Dormaniana's flower looks. Like it's not open, but that looks like it should be. It's stuck. So I'm going to get more flowers on my Galliandra up here. There's more of a spike there. And my Leptotes that has not bloomed has got some buds there. And then there's a bud over there that you can see peeking out. And so I'm hoping that some of these other new growths will put forth something soon. And of course, this is kicking it out. That's my BL Cecilia Irene. That's a Richard Mueller cross. So yeah, hopefully I won't have this spinning. Hopefully I will continue on with a streaming experience. Leptodes. Yeah, but isn't Phalaenopsis? That's kind of weird too. Phalaenopsis. I know it took a little while to get used to. Brassavola, Brassavola. They're all funky. But this is something. Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, I spoke too soon, but there's my extender. I don't get it. I didn't spin it all yesterday, not once. And anyway, what I was saying was this is my Cimbadella, which is a cross that I've had for a couple of years. Well, maybe a year. I got it a year ago, and it fell out of the pot. Probably the possum knocked it out of the pot while I was gone on vacation. And it sat out of the pot on the ground for like 5 days without being watered. And then, of course, I had to put it back in the pot. And it hates its roots disturbed. Um, so you can see I've lost the majority of the plant. And I'm hopefully trying to keep at least some of it. Hopefully, and see now that is looking like it's just going to topple over any second. I thought that would mature. But it almost looks like this plant is going to be a goner as well. And that sucks. And that was that damn possum. Oh well. Hopefully I can make it down this way. I don't know if there's anything even going on down here. Well, yeah. Cimbadella, I am not sure. I would say they are similar to Cymbidiums in the regard that they like. Um, I think they're in the Cymbidium family, but maybe they do grow like a Certipodium. I know that they um, don't like to be dry. They like year-round moisture. I don't know if see now the more that I touch it, the more that it's going to flop over. I think Certipodiums get a little bit of a rest. Cymbadellas don't get a rest. They like water year-round, but they want to be drained. They want free draining media. So this kind of sucks because it had grown so well for me, and then that damn possum not well. Anyway, shit happens. Uh, so yeah, but overall, I'm very happy, and I am happy to be giving this plant away. So stay tuned. Again, down here, Ancelia. Yeah, that's probably accurate. Yeah, because Ancelia's. Um, well, this is not an Ancelia, but Ancelia is probably what you're talking about. They do, they do like a little bit of a lessening of water while their growths mature in the fall. I did have Ancelia for a few years. Actually, when I first got this greenhouse, I loved it, and it got to be really, really big. It was probably 3 feet tall. So if you've seen my last video, I think that if you all agree, I think maybe it's been identified, perhaps, or it's on the short list. I would say it's between the whatever the one with the P. I can't even between that. Hey there, Ann. That and the Anfracta. Only because of it. And now, actually, when I look, Hey there, Kathy. Those look like... No, those aren't really spots. I was almost for a second thinking that there were spots on it. Yeah, it is really nice, but it was such a surprise. Anyway, I'm not going to complain about it. I love the contrast and just how it pops. I guess I should have looked it up. Todd, tell me what that is. And Anfracta, yeah, completely looks like Anfracta. So it's interesting that I had that in my book, Encyclopedia of Orchids. That's so funny. And I didn't even look at that book. I started looking online. So, but like I was saying, or the reason that I'm so perplexed is that plant came from Orchid Trail, and I don't want to be so quick to accuse them of mislabeling or sending me a different plant, because I purchased this plant, as we all remember, which was purchased as a ligophyllum. And when I got it, of course, I was just confused because it looks like there's two plants on it. I mean, this oligophyllum, I've never seen an oligophyllum that big. Oligophyllum is small and sort of short squat, and it's a miniature. And so the more that I looked, I thought I found a tag. Yeah, there's a tag over here that says Lotta Gessie. Yeah, it's right there. So, yeah, I think this part over here is the ligophyllum, because this is what looks like a ligophyllum. But my point is, and I did sort of look. I mean, you can see the tag is on this side of the plant as opposed to over there. Although I have no reason to doubt that it's all the same plant, but especially since it was from his collection. So, and that spike did dry up. I wasn't watering it enough. So it is possible that it could be, if one of these spikes over here could be, if something comes from this side, it could be Rickenbackiana. We'll see. Hopefully, there will be, in the future, spikes thrown from this side of the plant. And if they come out pure white, that will be amazing. That'll be amazing. So, yeah. Anyway, I suppose I should go ahead and was it 2 cuts when you got it? You're talking about this Stanhopea? No, it came just like this. I haven't repotted it. It came just like this, and it put up a couple new growths. There are a couple that are still maturing over there on the other side. Didn't put up anything from this side of the plant, but it spiked from this side of the plant and put a couple spikes from the other side of the plant. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking the same and growing the same. I'm really encouraged, because I can remember when I first got Stanhopeas, it was so hard to get their growths to be, or their leaves to stay nice and green, and it was the watering. I wasn't watering it enough. You really have to give these plants water. So that's just my one lesson for the day. So I think maybe before people get bored, of me talking, I'll just go ahead and if people want to, I see there's 11 people here right now. If I guess I could, I'll just write a number. My hand is blank, and my hand is blank. And speaking of Stanhopias, this is one that I just repotted that I'm very proud of. This was a Equigenera, and this is my Stanhopea imbrea, and it's crossed with Paphinia herrera. That's it. And it's got two nice new growths right there. Nice plant. Well, I tend to repeat myself. I guess that's I don't even. Okay, let me grab the tag. I almost said a senior moment, but I am not close. I still have 10 years before I'm a senior. I'm happy about that. I thought this was gonna die because I had got those kikis off of that plant, but I see there's another growth coming down there. I'll just continue to let that grow and not really give it anything, because that's when it's very susceptible to just getting water in those new growths because they'll rot. I wish you guys could smell it. I can already tell that it's on its way out. But anyway, as I was saying, I am going to, yeah, Rogue does. Rogues are pretty expensive, but they do have really, really nice ones. I almost killed one that I got from Rogues that I pay a lot for. But okay, I'm going to give this plant away if people want it, and I'm just going to, where's my pen? I don't have any number on my hand. Hey there, Arena. Warm to hot conditions. I would say shade. They like shade. Higher light in the shade in the summer, higher light in the winter, but they still want shade. I thought that they liked sun, but they like shade, and they don't want to dry out ever. I think that's and in the summer while they're growing, I water them. Todd knows. I mean, Todd. Anybody can. Todd. I water them as many times as I walk past a Stanhopea outside in the summer. I water it that many times, especially if it's above 85 degrees, which it generally is. I think that's, yeah, fertilize heavily while it's in the summertime. Probably with, if you can fertilize every watering, yeah, they love water. And you can tell if they get that crinkly leaf. That's what I was kind of talking about, because my leaves don't have it, luckily, but it will be all like an accordion if it's not getting enough. Kind of like oncidiums do that thing, but you will really tell it looks just like an accordion. It'll be like that. It's obvious that you'll be able to tell if it's not getting enough water. And I mean, literally, it can't drink enough. So, okay, so there's 11 of us here. Well, 11 of us, not counting me, but I'm just going to go ahead, and if you want to, I'm just going to write a number down, and whoever comes closest, then I'll just happily put this in the mail, and then you'll have a new Fred Clark hybrid, which is this hybrid right here. So, all right, let me write the number down, and it'll be, I guess I should make it just between 1 and 30 to keep it easy. And let me see. No, don't say anything yet. So, okay. So, all right. If you want this, and if you live in the States, then you can go ahead and shout out a number between 1 and 30. And whoever gets closest, I'll be happy to gift it to you, because I need to. I really need to. Yeah. So I'm happy that I got my moss still looking decent. Um, some of my bulbos that I have repotted recently, and my dying Johnsoni, although I am hoping that it's still a little alive. Hope it's alive. All right. Well, Yoshi, looks like it is you. Um, yeah, it looks like one of my sheaths browned up on this plant, which is my. Hey there, Kathy. That's my elephant drops times cordata. But this one is still green. All right, Maria. Here's your plant, Todd, that I got. The Florida Stars. Got it sitting up there. This is a couple of my angraecums here. This is my Eichlerianum right here. That's got a spike that's doing well here. And it's got new roots coming out along the stem. So that's good. And the new roots peeking out down there. This is the tag for this plant, which is my other angraecum. And this is my Biramense, which I'm hoping to see some new roots on. Yeah. Got some new roots on my Jumelia here. That's a new green tip root there. Yay. And there's my Dimorphorchis Lowii. Still's got that little baby down there. It's okay. My Silogeny multiflora has got 2 new growths. They bloom from the new growth, so hopefully I will get some blooms. Last few blooms on my odorata. Anyway, folks, so let's see here. I've got a 7, 13, 15, 18. Wow, okay. Anybody else? Before I move on, that's my indigo blue that's got that new growth coming up on it. All right, anyway, the number is 14. Yeah, Rangus spikes don't they don't rebloom. So it's 14. So how about if I'll just do another, and Maria and Kathy are the only two to participate, and whoever gets the closest this time will have that. My Phymaticylum. So let me do this real quick, Yoshi, and I'll get it down, or I'll just go over there because it's actually soaking over there. Let me write another number. Let me write another number somewhere. And this is okay for Marie and Kathy between 1 and 10. Whenever you're ready. Yoshi, here is my Phymaticilum that is soaking. It's the new growth that it's putting up is doing very well. It's still elongating. I still do not see any roots though. And that's the other smaller growth. Well, this is just for Kathy and Maria. So the number was 2. So Kathy, I think you won. So you can send me your address to my tdmore15 at Yahoo at your convenience. Yay! This is a beautiful plant. I will. I might take a photo because Spencer sent it to me, the picture, and I will send it to you as soon as it gets warm. I shouldn't say as soon as it gets warm. It will be. I can send it to you. I'll just send it second day, or it'll get there in a couple days. It won't be. It'll be fine. It's only cold here. I'm sure it's okay where you're at. But yeah, things are going into dormancy a little bit. Trying to keep some things drier. This is my other Stanhopea that I need to give it a little bit of a drink. So did I show you what you wanted to see, maybe, Yoshi? Or maybe I set it down a little bit too quick. What was that? Oh, okay. I am breaking things. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. So, where is my Phymaticilum? Right here. Here we go. So yeah, I am still looking for roots, Yoshi. I know yours is probably doing much better, but I am happy that it is doing something. I mean, this growth has slowed up. Has not slowed. It has picked up speed. That's what I'm trying to spit out. But like I said, I still don't see any roots, and I'm still not repotting it yet. I am just afraid. I was a little bit worried about these dark spots down there you can see on that bulb especially, but I don't really see it on any of the others. Oh, maybe there are some roots back there. Maybe so. But I'm not going to repot it yet. Every time that I've repotted this plant, it's just died, and I'm just not going to. If I have to do something, I'll pick the moss off and work with it that way rather than trying to cut it off. And I just haven't had luck. And it looks like this is trying to at least be established on this piece of wood, if you get my drift. It's like another one right here. This is another angraecum that I have. That's infundibulare, and you can see the roots are just sprawling, nice green tip roots. I should probably mount it. It's really only just sitting in that cup. It has no media whatsoever in it. Maybe a few pieces of bark, but it really has nothing in it. But I just am afraid because they just don't like it. So, I mean, same as this plant, this Phalaenopsis that I'm sure has been on here for a long time. I want to take it off and then maybe set it in there deeper, remove whatever that is in there. Looks like that's old sphagnum moss. I mean, I'm going to have to eventually, but it's just, I get cold sweats when I think about it, just because it's daunting to think about losing this plant if you get my drift. Um, so yeah, but for the most part, everything is doing okay. I do have tree fern poles, and you know, I'll eventually deal with this, but it's as long as it's doing okay, and as long as the roots are staying viable and green and active, it's not suffering. Once it gets to be tall, like this one over here, this definitely needs a tree fern pole, definitely. But there again, I'm thinking that maybe I could just leave it hanging like this, um, you know, because this could definitely benefit from more tree fern being added, and then maybe these stalks being attached to the other attachment that's extending from here. I'm sure it would benefit from it. I am sure. Um, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. I mean, this is something that I got to do. Well, I'm not saying that I would do that. I mean, if I had a big piece of, I mean, I was just saying hypothetically, if I were to try to mount this plant. I mean, these plants definitely need tree fern poles because they put out roots from the canes all up and down along. So, like this one, definitely. But for the most part, as long as they are staying green tipped, that means that they're okay. They're not hurting for moisture. This one might be a different story, but I mean, this is technically a new growth, even though it's all floppy. So, anyway, congratulations, Kathy, again. This is doing very well. I'm so happy. This is another tree fern piece that I mounted this bulbophyllum on. And it stayed on here, didn't really do much all summer. And then finally, the end of summer, it started putting out some growths. So I think that's going to be okay. I know I can't wait for you to have it. I always, I've been kind of neglecting it. Not neglecting it, I don't want to say that. It's getting the humidity. I just haven't watered it. So I want to get it to you as soon as possible so that this growth can continue to mature and do well in your care, as I'm sure it will. Yeah, I think this Bobo is going to be good too. My bloody macranthum that Yoshi. This is just mounted on this log, and I don't see anything going on yet. In my experience, the last macranthum that I had, it pretty much sat all winter, and then towards the end of winter was when I started to see it put up little growths, new roots, and then it actually bloomed, and it blooms like along the rhizome, like around this area. It would just put up little little bumps. Yeah, macranthum. I mean, if you can manage them in a big pot, they do like to circle around. You can train them in a pot, but pots are just more difficult for me because eventually in the summer I want to hang this up. And it's really, I want to hang it up now, but I just don't know right at this moment where, because I just like to get my bobos up off of the ground so that they don't have anything dripping on top of them because their leaves are very susceptible to that. They hate that. I've lost so many bobos. These are different because they're protected because the water doesn't get down, but otherwise I've just lost so many bobos. You know, this was the demise of this Betty star because of the misting. I had it sitting up here to get a little bit higher light, and I missed. It gets a fine mist up here because I'm trying to get all this area, and even, you know, I just missed everything. And it didn't like the mist because it sat on the leaves, and that's what happens. The leaves fall off, and then the plant just deteriorates. And so I really am going to have to, well, it's probably already a goner because you can see that even the smaller bulbs are, I mean, I could probably still just pull this part off and mount it on something to save it, and I probably will. But I've got a couple more of those Betty stars. There's that one right there. That's a decent size, and I've got another one somewhere around here. Let me get that leaf. So yeah. Thank you guys for joining me. This has been very fun, very fun. It's been kind of a journey with that whole in orchid a day thing. I really, I mean, I didn't have any doubts about 365 days of it, and it's not as if I'm stopping, but I, wow, that's major. Well, you know, you're lucky that you have all the room for all of that, you know, all your dinosaur bones, and then mounting your big specimen plants on them. That's fascinating. That's amazing. That's amazing. Uh, so yeah, but you know, I'm not really a quitter, but I never really imagined doing a year of that, an orchid a day, even though it's really easy. You know, it's just a name. I could call it anything. But we were speaking about rogue. I've got this that I almost killed. I know you have one, Todd. It's the Tigrina semi-alba times rogue giant. And I got it. It was a nice size plant. And it almost died on me. But this summer it came back. It's got a few little new growths all around it. So I think it's saved. I keep my Tigrinas a little bit drier than my other ones. I don't know about you, Todd. You probably water them all year round. I give my Tigrinas a little bit, you know, less, a lot less. In fact, I let them dry almost to the point of drying, then I water them. So this was probably about time for a soak. So, anywho, this is that Denise gave me. And some of my other, this is another plant. While we were talking about drinkers, heavy drinkers, Chisis, they drink a lot of water. But these are my Magdalenize that are down here. There's one right there, and then here's my other one right here. And this is my newest one that's got a couple little pups down there. These are bloom size. I know they are. And here's my other one that I did already have. That you can see that newest leaf right there, and it's got some nice roots still down there, still growing. Uh, which are you talking about? I'm sorry, I'm switching. I'm switching all over. Were we talking about Stanhopias? It's just Tigrina. Oh, you're not talking about a Stanhopia. Yoshi, what are you talking about? You have two Bobos. No, I don't. I keep them moist. If you're talking about Bobos, I mean, I don't. I mean, not moist, but they don't dry out. Drying them out is the worst thing. You have to keep them evenly moist, pretty much all year round. Bobos. Um, there are some that I've learned to give a little bit less water to. Um, but for the most part, they do not want to dry out. If they dry out and they start losing their leaves, they don't really like that. So, and Bill Toms, I know he says that he puts in the summer, he waters his and keeps them hanging and keeps little bulb trays underneath them to catch the water so that they're sitting in water and you know, wicking up the water from the base. Yeah, Chisis a little bit drier in winter, but not completely dry. Not completely dry like a catasetum, because mine are still growing. Like, I know I have a Chisis right around here somewhere. Here it is. Here's my Chisis right up here. My other one. Well, maybe it is. It is maturing its pseudobulbs. So yeah, I'm giving it less. Yeah, less. It is matured, but you can see it's still got those roots going. I figured that this would be flowering last year, but it didn't. I don't think these growths are going to be any bigger than the last year's growths. So anyway, folks, and this is another angricoid that I have right there. It's got nice green tips. That's my Beermans times something. Ionia. Here we go. Here's the tag. Beerman say times Ionia valucris. So that should be a miniature size vining type angricoid. And it's just bare root, that cork sticking in there holding it in place. That's pretty much it. But this up here is probably going to be my next spectacular thing right now that I can envision. And this is my, well, the tag is over there, Bepi Phoenix Kona. And I don't know if that's, I'm not even going to mess with it, but that's a sheath of some kind, and it is TD Moore, TDMOORE 15 at yahoo.com. But yeah, that's going to be a beauty once it blooms. Hopefully it will bloom. Hey there, Tracy. We had a drawing. Kathy won a very nice Fred Clark hybrid right here. But hey, folks, I still got that other drawing for my gift certificate of $36.50. If I have one good entry right now, but not all the questions were answered correctly. So there's room there if you are willing. Maybe it's a bit hard. I don't know. Hey there. All right, folks. I am about ready to get off of here. It's been 40 minutes, and this has really been a celebration. I should have something to drink since it's been a year of doing this Orchid a Day video, but I have coffee. I have coffee. Thanks. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Everybody's got a lot. And I'm going to get on with my watering or just soaking a little bit and going back inside. Mead, you're such a Neanderthal. No, I'm just kidding. You're a Sasquatch. That's what you are, Todd. You're a Sasquatch. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your orchids. Bye. No wine today. It's only, I guess it's wine time, but no, not today. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.